The Luna's Howl hand cannon has returned to us in Destiny 2. It's part of the Brave arsenal that Shaxx brought with him with the Into the Light update, and it is now currently dropping from the Onslaught activity. In this review, we're going to be doing a god roll guide so you guys know what to look for when you get this to drop in the new activity. And we will be answering the question, is it worth your time? So Guardians, let's get into it.
Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video, come on.
Hell
You know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
The Luna's Howl hand cannon is a legendary energy hand cannon doing solar damage. It fires at 140 rounds per minute and it is a precision frame, so it is very easy to control the recoil on this weapon. If we take a look at the base stats on the Luna's Howl compared to some other 140s in the game, the base stats are pretty average. Its base range is 41, which is pretty much on par with a lot of other 140s in the game. It has decent aim assist, decent airborne effectiveness, and of course with all the perks that it rolls, you will be able to bump up these stats quite a bit. Now when it comes to the barrels, I would suggest going with full bore. I normally don't recommend this because it hurts your stability a lot and it also hurts your handling, but since this is a precision frame hand cannon, like I said earlier, it's very easy to control the recoil, so I would say definitely just go all in on range with full bore for that plus 15 in range. Moving on to the magazine perks, you've got a couple that are going to bump up your range as well. You got armor piercing rounds for a plus 5 in range, high caliber rounds for a plus 5 in range, and ricochet rounds for a plus 5 in range and plus 10 to stability. Personally, I'm going with ricochet rounds. Not only do you get range and stability, but you can also bounce your shots around corners, which comes in handy in the Crucible. Now, in the first column of trait perks, you've got Heal Clip, Subsistence, Eye of the Storm, Slide Shot, Discord, Encore, and Enlighten action. Heal Clip states that shortly after reloading after a final blow grants you Cure ×2 to yourself and Cure ×1 to your nearby allies that are within 15 meters. Heal Clip recently got buffed, and it's actually one of my go-to perks in PvP. It really helps you chain those kills in the 6v6 game modes. And we have Eye of the Storm. This weapon becomes more accurate and boosts handling as your health gets lower. This is another top tier perk for the Crucible. Moving on from there, we have Slide Shot. Sliding partially reload this weapon's magazine and temporarily boost range and stability. Slide Shot is going to grant you a 20 range and 20 stability for your next shot within 2.5 seconds, and there is a 0.3 second cooldown on this, but it's not really noticeable, so you can actually proc Slide Shot a ton back to back. I've seen a lot of PvP players post on Twitter that they're going for Slide Shot, and I would definitely say Slide Shot is a top tier perk for the Crucible. And another perk I want to mention here is Encore. Encore states that Final Blows grants a stacking stability, range, and accuracy bonus to this weapon. Precision Final Blows grants more stacks. So the stacks go from 1 to 4, and each stack grants 5 range and 8 stability, and that negative 1.25 accuracy cone growth. So at full stacks, it grants you plus 20 range and plus 32 stability. And if you get a Precision Final Blow, it gives you 2 stacks instead of the 1 stack. And if you actually pair Encore with Magnificent Howl, both of those perks have to do with getting a critical final blow. So there is a lot of good synergy here with Encore. And then you also have things like Subsistence, Enlightened Action, and Discord. All 3 of these perks are going to give you back ammo or give you a faster reload. Subsistence is very good. Defeating targets partially reloads the magazine from reserves. Enlightened Action is also really good. Dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. At max stacks of Enlightened Action, you get a plus 50 to handling and a plus 50 to reload, which is very good in PvE. In the last column of trait perks, you have Magnificent Howl, Incandescent, Desperate Measures, Kill Clip, Precision Instrument, Opening Shot, and Harmony. Opening Shot states that it improves the accuracy and range on the opening shot of an attack. You get 20 aim assist and 25 range on that first shot, which is pretty good, but there are already so many hand cannons in the game that come with Opening Shot. This perk is not really what makes the Luna's Howl unique, so I would definitely go with something else. And then the same can be said for Kill Clip. Reloading after a kill grants increased damage, specifically a 25% increase to damage. This doesn't change the time to kill, but it does change the amount of critical hits that you need to down a Guardian. But like I just said, there's so many 140s in the game that come with Kill Clip. I wouldn't go with this one either. Next up, you have Harmony. Final blows with other weapons improve this weapon's damage and performance for a short duration. This is going to grant you a 20% increase to damage and a plus 15 to your handling. Once again, this does not change your TTK, but it does require one less critical hit, so you only need 2 crits in one body when you have Harmony active. Up next, we have Desperate Measures. Weapon Final Blows grants you bonus damage, aka it gives you 1 stack of Desperate Measures, and if you get Melee or Grenade Final Blows, it gives you a larger damage bonus, aka it gives you 2 stacks. So Desperate Measures maxes out at 3 stacks, and each stack is going to give you a 10% increase to damage. And in the Crucible, a 10% increase to damage is literally going to do nothing to your TTK, nor is it going to do anything to lower the amount of crit shots that you need. 1 stack of Desperate Measures still takes 3 crits to down a Guardian at 0.87 seconds, so you're going to need a grenade or a melee kill to get that 2 crit 1 body. So this is a perk that I would stay away from when it comes to the Crucible. It's a good perk for PvE, but not for PvP in my opinion. Then we have Incandescent. Defeating a target spreads Scorch to those nearby. More powerful combatants and opposing guardians cause Scorch in a larger radius. If you're running a Scorch build in PvP, you definitely could make this work, but I would say this is definitely made more with PvE activities in mind. And then moving on from there, we have Magnificent Howl, the original perk that came on the Luna's Howl. It's been reworked. States that the number of precision final blows before reloading affects the total rounds granted with increased range and damage. Precision final blows with Magnificent Howl active extend the effect for additional rounds. So once you get those Magnificent Howl bullets going, it's going to increase the damage to 122, so you will be able to 2 crit guardians, which is pretty awesome. And then in the gameplay, you'll see that I'm actually hitting some 134s to the head. That's because I'm becoming Radiant, so I get a little bit more damage on top of it. Magnificent Howl isn't as powerful as it used to be, but it is still very, very good in the Crucible, and it is not very hard to pull off those 2 taps, which are so satisfying. And then last but not least, we have Precision Instrument. Dealing sustained damage increases precision damage. Now, Precision Instrument is going to be one of the best perks that you can roll on this, because you don't actually need to get a kill for it to activate, and you only need 2 stacks to lower the amount of crits that you need. At Precision Instrument times 2, it only takes 2 crits in 1 body to down a Guardian, and if you happen to get 3, 4, 5 stacks, it's actually going to push out your effective range drop off. And if you pair Precision Instrument with something like Encore, like let's say you have a full 4 stacks of Encore and 3 stacks of Precision Instrument, you're going to be doing 91 to the head with 81 range and 89 stability. And that is just with full bore and ricochet rounds. That's not even taking into account a range masterwork. With those perks right there, you're going to be hitting up to 34 meters. And with a range masterwork, it pushes it up to about 36 meters. So Guardians, what is the God roll? Well, I'm actually going to be looking for 2 rolls in particular. On both of the rolls, I'm going to be looking for full bore ricochet rounds with the range masterwork. And then that first one, I'm going to be looking for an Encore paired with Magnificent Howl combination, or I'm going to be looking for a Slide Shot and Precision Instrument. Those are the 2 PvP God rolls I'm going to have my eyes out for. And if you're looking to take this thing into PvE, I would definitely go with Heal Clip and Incandescent. But as always, Guardians, those are just my opinions. Let me know what role you're going to be going for on the Luna's Howl down in the comments. If you guys are new here, need more Destiny 2 in your life, subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoy the content, follow me over on Twitch for the live streams, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.